Good morning, juice mixers. I'm coming to you live and direct between tiny little hamlets of Wanbi and Alawoona. I'm on the way to Adelaide to see some fam, so I thought I'll do one guerilla podcast on the road. So I hope you can hear me, or if I'm yelling, then that's obviously no good, but I'll check. So I actually started a podcast the other day, and I ran out of memory on my phone, which is annoying, but whatever. So the topic today is going down the rabbit hole. Now you think, well, have you had a hard night, Stefan? And I'm like, no, quite moderate, really. And what I mean by that is that once we start to look into events, historical facts, society, interpretation of certain events or movements, we start to get to the point where we go like, wow, this is actually a bit like going down the rabbit hole, where you come across things that will really challenge you, where you go like, whoa, this is hardcore. What am I going to do with this? Like, is there something to this, or to all of this, in regard to highly educated people that have dedicated years, if not decades, to particular fields of interest and research, such as the pyramids, general conspiracy theories like Canon and all that sort of stuff. And then my issue then was like, I'm really enjoying podcasts and hearing from people that know a lot about, like I said, certain topics, shall we say. And it goes across from sleeping to eating to the whole gamut of points of interest, and some of them really make sense and question what we have been, or what we either made sense out of ourselves, which hardly ever happens, or what we've been given, fed. I always think about life, society as a whole, and again, I'm not a great conspiracy theorist, but I believe that there are powers at hand that are quite content in keeping average Joe Blow down, and send him to the Colosseum, so to speak, for a bit of entertainment, so he doesn't actually go, this is bullshit, we must do something about this. Like big pharma, for argument's sake, politics, corruption, all that sort of stuff. So what do you do with that? Then what happened to me is I'm starting to think like, holy shit, am I morphing into one of those conspiracy theorists that really doesn't believe anything? And just because, that sort of attitude, like that woke attitude, well, my feelings are more important than facts. So there you go. Or do I actually invest the time to form my own opinion, which generally I've been trying to do throughout my life. But what you then find is that your eyes get open to, like I said, go on your own journey, and you find out things that you then realise has been a bum steer from whomever. And then you start to adjust your life in regard to how you look at things with a more open mind. That's how I approach it anyway. So I'll give you an example. I watched a podcast about the pyramids, one of the great mysteries of history, really. Construction, the alignment with the stars, the circumference that aligns with other huge monolithic objects as well. And you go, that can't just be coincidental. And it's been so exactly engineered. And how the fuck did they do that? Like, some of these blocks are 100 tons. And that came from far away. And then how were they lifted into position? As I just say, most people go like, ping, no idea. Anyway, there's this guy who spent a lot of time in Egypt and looking at the whole issue of how could this possibly have been possible? Is there some technology or technological skills that they had back in the day that have been lost, that we're not aware of? And because we're not aware of, or we don't consider anything from our current knowledge as possible, it never gets looked at. So what he proposed is that sound, chanting and all that sort of stuff back in ancient Egypt was often used as a source of creating energy. And when you think about the vibration due to singing a child in microwave can heat things up, it does create energy. So he proposed maybe there was some kind of way that they were able to assist in regard to the construction, let's say, there could have been a machine or some kind of other things that they could have used. And of course your mind goes like, ping, that's rabbit hole stuff. That's where you go like, come on, man. But you as I just said, then you started other examples, and this guy gave some where all of us would have to agree, like, sound, vibration it does create energy, so to speak. So that's one example when you go like, whoa, so where does this leave me? Do I now go like, okay, I go with this, or I stick with the microwave meal? Like, we don't know, but somehow they just did it. They carved all these stones within, a 16th of an inch in regard to being perfectly square. So that's just one example. Or do we actually go like, okay, I don't know, but that's okay too. I'm open to the possibilities that there are certain things that have been lost or have been snatched, or with intent that we are just not aware of. What then happened to me is then I started to think like, so there's these microwave meals that we've been given. I use that term again in regard to like pre-packaged. Here's what we know. Here's the knowledge. Here's our interpretation. And here's the science that we know today, and that's it. And people go, yeah, that's all good. We're happy with that. Or do you go like, I don't actually know, but I'm open to possibilities, because in a way, that unknown side to me makes more sense than the microwave meal, which really doesn't give you any proper explanations at all. It's just like, we just talk, we just can't figure it out. They were smarter than us, blah, 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 whatever it was. And there's all these podcasts that, like I said, have people that are hugely, invested into their chosen field. And I think we should all go down the rabbit hole. That's been my end position, shall I say. I've been thinking about this quite a bit, because it's quite challenging, really, when you sort of question your own status quo and how you make sense out of the world. And it's also now resulted in some of my clients, participants, that's what they call, but anyway, I prefer clients, that I talk to in regard to assisting with, mental health, housing, blah, 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 have lived alone, have sort of withdrawn from society because they think there's just a lot of bum steer going on, and we're just getting rogered and entertained, so no one actually, or not enough people go like, we need to change here, like, we look at taxes. Give you another example. You pay income tax, you pay fuel excise, you pay GST. Now they're talking about taxing superannuation for certain people. You go like, how many times do we have to get taxed, really, before people go like, how are we supposed to get ahead or actually make inroads in regard to not just paying for Big Brother, to not generally manage our money terribly well. Let's just say that. Why do we need submarines worth billions of dollars, like 5 of them? You go like, what the fuck are 5 of them gonna do if our designated quasi-enemy China decides like, we're gonna have a crack at Australia? I don't think they necessarily need to rely on submarines. It's a much easier way nowadays to take care of business. So why do we spend all this money if we have homelessness crisis where baseline, fundamental sort of aspects of our lives are not addressed? So anyway, I have these clients that are quite, what should I say? They're quite aggressive, really. At least at first, when I talk to them, there's a lot of swearing, and everyone's a CUNT and all that sort of stuff. But once you actually, if you listen to them, if you go past just the venting and what some of the people that I work with, professionals, deem as delusional. I actually think like I'm actually more with this guy than I am with you people who go, no. It is the way it is because it has always been like that. We've been told it's like that, so that's it. We'll just stick with that. And I found that really interesting, a little bit confronting at first, because if you just hear someone just unpack a lot of these comfy realities that we've had, and I'm not a mug, I've been living on this for ages. It does get uncomfortable because you either go like, he's a nutter, or you go like, the dude's got a point. So that's my interpretation and encouragement to go down the rabbit hole. You'll learn things that you've never heard of. You'll question and interest you to go on that. You use that freedom to make mistakes and failures in regard to where we've been or where we're heading, and that's where growth lies. So anyway, this is part A of my podcast series on the road. I'm getting into the next little town, so I will talk to you on the way back, which will be tomorrow. So be good to yourselves, be curious, rabbit hole. Bye.